Your mom just called and she wants me to remind you to bring home a gallon of milk and a loaf of bread on your way home. I am Jack, and this is gaming news for the week of December 28th, 2015. What up, gangsters? I know it's been a long holiday weekend, but I am back. Well, I decided to take Thursday and Friday off to head out to Frederick in Oklahoma to spend time with Squeak's family. Lols will ensue, but not right here, because I don't know who's watching. Anyway, first news story we have for you today is that Dying Light legendary levels are coming free in February. What this means is that the end game has just become more endgamey. Ish-ness. They were afraid that the end game for their game would end up getting dull and boring, and instead of doing them, just run around and kill zombies because they're there, they figured they would add the higher difficulty with the better weapons and the stronger bad guys, and the zombies that are harder to kill. And there's a trailer for it that I'm thinking I'm going to show you, but you have to be good. Or, you know what, to hell with being good. Let me just show you this trailer.
Hi, I'm Maciej Binkowski, and I'm lead game designer of Dying Light. Today I'd like to introduce you to our brand new feature, the Legendary Levels. Upon maxing out one of your skill trees, you'll get access to Legendary Levels. From this point on, you'll start gaining experience points towards your Legendary Levels. In the new Legendary skill tree, you'll find exactly 250 levels that let you further develop your character by boosting your damage, stamina, health, and more. On top of that, every 25 levels, you'll get access to player emblems, outfits, and bunch of new weapons. Legendary levels are available with Dying Light Enhanced Edition or as a part of free updates for the vanilla version of the game. This is just one of many new features coming to Dying Light in February 2016, so stay tuned as we will share more details soon. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.
Adding 250 new levels to the end of Dying Light was probably one of the most genius things they could have done. I know they did it with, holy crap, Skyrim, the legendary ranks. I know that they also did it with, holy crap, where's my brain at today? Oh my god, Dead Island. Yes, they added a new high level cap to Dead Island, which is good. And if you guys are wondering why my hat's a little loose today, I did shave my head this weekend. See, it's all short now, since I no longer need to bitch about needing a haircut, because I don't need one anymore. It feels so good not having any hair on my damn head. There's also a review from GameSpot about the worst games of 2015, and I like this list. It made me lol. I'm kind of sad that Fallout 4 wasn't on it, but of course it wasn't really a bad game. I guess it's just the worst reviewed games of 2015. Fallout 4 is more of a disappointment than anything else. It was a letdown for me, I don't know about you. First on the list, Afro Samurai 2, Revenge of Kuma Volume 1. Now, the original Afro Samurai game, I enjoyed. I like the feel of it, I like the story, the narration, all of it, but the controls for Part 2, this right here, felt sloppy. It felt like they didn't care enough about the combo system's awesome. Like, the way that you decimate people is cool, but it's I don't know, the controls feel really stiff for a game that's about fluid swordplay. Way of the Samurai 4 had better sword controls than this. The next is, I didn't really play that, but it looks more like The Legend of Candlewind. It looks more like one of those old school RPGs that you play on like an Apple IIe. Wander, another one I'm not very familiar with. World of Magic, same basic principle. Godzilla, however, I am familiar with, and you would expect a game about a giant freaking monster being awesome, and the destruction of the cities is cool, and the versus mode, you would think that a versus mode in a game like this would be two giant monsters clashing and destroying everything, but it's pretty one-sided, or it's kind of a coin toss. You hit, and then the other person hits, and the other person hits, and the other person hits, and everything's just so slow and kind of sluggish that you don't really have the ability to do anything more than just mash buttons and hope for the best. The destruction's good. I love the destruction and destroying cities and killing all the babies. I'm all about it. The game itself was kind of meh. Not familiar with Red Goddess, but it did get a 3 out of 10. Ouch. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5. Yeah, I played the original Tony Hawk, Pro Skater, and Pro Skater 2, and I really loved them. And then they did Tony Hawk Ride, which was abysmal, with that little board peripheral that really didn't work too well, and people falling off of it and busting their heads, and little 9-10-year-olds getting it for Christmas and almost killing themselves and having to go to the hospital. With Pro Skater 5, they were really hoping to go back to the way things were in Pro Skater 1 and 2. However, they missed the mark drastically, reviewed as a 3 out of 10 LA Cops. Looks more like a, I don't know. No, 3 out of 10 as well. Shadowrun Chronicles. Wow, that's really sad. Shadowrun is a tactical shooter, like a tactics game, and if they missed the mark on that, they really kind of disappointed Shadowrun. Oh, hey, Q*bert. Whoa, you mean to tell me that Q*bert Reloaded got a bad score, or rebooted? Got a bad... I love Q*bert. That was the first game I ever mashed on and rage quit on the Atari, that's jumping from place to place. The whole point of Q*bert is to change all the panels underneath the little guy's feet to the same color. Either they'll start off as blue and you need to change them to red, or they cycle through a bunch of different colors and you hop around and change all the colors and avoid bad guys, and there's really no way to kill anyone, so it's basically just a movement thing. But I guess the biggest complaint about all of it was that they sped up the enemies. So yeah, that's really sad. Hatred should be on my list of low-rated games for a completely different reason than it actually is. I'm not going to say I'm offended by the content, but I mean, I really think that the concept of the game really wasn't fleshed out. Knifing people in the head to regain your health, whatever, that's neither here nor there. However, if they're going to make a game marketed towards being controversial, the least they can do is make a good game. The controls were sloppy from what I played of it, and even that little video I did on Next Level, I'd actually played it a little more before that just to get a feel for the guns and the controls, and it didn't... When you think of a game like this, like an isometric shooter, like Hatred, you think of like Smash TV or Binding of Isaac with really tight movement controls and really tight shooting controls, and there are a bunch of other shooter games like this that the developers probably should have taken. Destructive, I think, is the name of this. Destructive Media. Oh well, I'll figure it out later. Destructive Media could have taken some notes from a few of the predecessors of this type of game and learned a thing or two about actually making a good game instead of just making something that people shake their heads at. The media backlash for this game is probably what sold as many copies as it did, because it was one of those, oh, this game is so controversial and you freaking murder people. Grand Theft Auto 5, Grand Theft Auto series in general, was probably first to use controversy to sell games. Hatred is the next example of it. Devil's Third, a shooter game that had decent controls, but the story itself didn't really make a lot of sense. Like, you're a special forces guy that's trying to stop a Japanese gang from killing, like, you're formerly of this Japanese gang, and then you're special forces trying to stop the Japanese gang. You're a white guy with a bunch of Japanese symbols all over you. That's never explained, why you have all the ink on your body. And I know that they re-released the game not too long ago, a couple of days ago, and apparently it was better, but that has yet to be seen because I haven't played it yet. And that's it for the worst games of 2015. I'll leave the link for the list of the terrible reviewed games of 2015 in the description below. Last, Steam's problems are still echoing today. A few days ago, there was a caching issue that allowed, when you logged into Steam, that allowed you to log into somebody's account. It was all pretty much random. You log in and you have the possibility of logging into somebody else's account, and this is Thursday or Friday, so again, a few days ago, allowed people to see other people's personal information, which is why I use a fake email address for my Steam account, and I don't save any of my credit card information, so I really can't buy anything here. However, after this sort of fall of Steam service, again, the caching issue that allowed you to log in to other people's accounts to see their information, Steam servers are doing poorly. The search function, store function, the friends function, like all of the servers are up and down all over the place. You can probably check the Google Steam server status on your computer. Just type like all angry like on your keyboard to find out how the server status is. However, after the whole big caching issue on Steam, they're still having issues keeping their servers up and running. So if you're doing any hardcore gaming on Steam that requires any use of Steam servers specifically, be warned. Games like MMOs such as Elite Dangerous or APB or Defiance, for example, all use servers that aren't Valve. However, if you're going to be playing a Valve-based game like Team Fortress 2, Garry's Mod, there's one, is it hide and seek? Garry's Mod hide and seek? No, Garry's Mod Guess Who. That's the game I'm going to be playing eventually, where you run around. We're going to play it later, just bear with me here. So after the issue with Steam servers, it basically bypassed all email verification. So if you logged into your account, it would randomly put you in somebody else's account without you having to do the Steam verify. I'm not really too concerned. I don't have anything in my wallet of any kind of value or anything in my inventory worth any value. And if somebody wants to play Far Cry 4 on my account, they are more than welcome to. I love that game. And Fallout 4, which is good, but not the best. Make sure to change your Steam account password and do the email verification, like re-up all your security for your Steam account because somebody might have been in there. Also, do not save your credit card information on your Steam account. That is rule number 1. Do not save any credit card information on a place that is not your back pocket or in your purse. That is retarded. That is retarded. Anyway, I am Jack. I will be back with Far Cry 4 after this Be Right Back stream. Thank you all for being awesome. Continue to be awesome, and I'll be right back.